We have to go live now to the City Council in Johannesburg, where the new mayor, Thapelo Amad, is set to address a media briefing. He received 138 votes against the ousted mayor, Mpho Phalatse, getting 81. The other contender was from Action SA, that's Funzi Ngobeni. He only got 46 votes. Let's listen to Amad now. He's flanked by the Premier of Gauteng, Panyaza Lesufi.
By their president, Comrade Gaten, the speaker, the new executive mayor, but most importantly, the leadership of our coalition partners. We've convened you here for one thing and one thing only, to formally congratulate and introduce to you the executive mayor of Johannesburg, Comrade Thapelo. Comrade Thapelo is here not as Jama-Ah, not representing the ANC, not representing the PA, not representing COPE, not representing any other political party, but representing a new team of coalition partners that is determined to strengthen local authorities in our province. What we are doing here, it's not a proxy of any political party, regardless of the writings that have been going in and out, that this is an arrangement of the African National Congress and the Economic Freedom Fighters. This is the arrangement of coalition partners that feel time has arrived to stabilize coalition politics, that time has arrived that we prioritize the needs of our people, and time has arrived that we must bury our squabbles and focus at the task at hand. So we urge this team, now that we've managed to really place Johannesburg firmly under the hands of our people, we must remain united at all times and work together at all times. We've demonstrated without any shade of doubt the need to consult, the need to hear each other's side of the story, the need to trust each other, but most importantly, the need to work collectively as a team. The results of Joburg, we are dead sure, will yield other results in other municipalities. It was just unfortunate that in Ekurhuleni, the DA is postponing something that is inevitable. Instead of allowing democracy to take its own course, they decided to delay a meeting, collapse a meeting, and run away from a meeting. We are not in a hurry. We are not going to push them, but they will convene another meeting. And this collective of coalition partners will do what they know best, to be disciplined, united in a shared vision, and install a leadership that will represent the interest of our people. We've taken note as well in Tshwane that there is a motion that has been tabled. We have not discussed it as this leadership. As soon as we get confirmation of it, we will be in a position to discuss this. There might be accusations that issues of coalition are destabilizing local authority. The team that is working together here is strengthening local authority rather than destabilizing them. The victory of Comrade Thapelo as an executive mayor signal hopes, is a signal to other municipalities that have been going through difficulties. Mohali City, Lesedi, Emfuleni, Sidibeng. This victory alone stabilizes those municipalities immediately. And that's the approach that we want to take. That there must be no one that thinks is a big brother and others are small brothers. There must be no one that thinks that other views of other political parties don't count. Only one political party counts. We have the strong view that everyone's view counts and everyone's view must be respected and everyone's view must be listened to. And if there are differences, we must leave no stone unturned in sharpening and resolving those differences. As we have indicated, we are just here to congratulate Thapelo. It is his day. He has done well. He has been committed to this cause for quite some time. And people might know him today, but he has been in this council for years. and has been the sole voice trying to bring sense to those that were ignoring us in this municipality. And Thapelo, on behalf of this leadership, on behalf of all these political parties, and I'm glad I saw the AIC joining us.
I'm behind you,
yes, baby. Yes. The AIC joining us. On behalf of this coalition team, on behalf of all these political parties, we are one of us. Count on our support. We'll never abandon you. We want to congratulate you. This is your city. Lead us, Thapelo. Leave those that insult you, lead those that insult all of us, that are carrying a torch on behalf of any other person. You are elected a mayor. We will give you the support until we as a collective decide otherwise. There are many things that have been said in the public platforms. We've been very reluctant to rectify them because we don't want to spend time in throwing insult. We want to spend time in throwing soap to clean the insult. We have no time for people who think if other political parties work with them, they are correct. If they don't work with them, they are bad. That's childish. We have no time for other political parties that will throw one thing and one thing only without throwing reasons. That if a certain party takes over, then it's corruption. If a certain party takes over, then there's no service delivery. If a certain party takes over, it takes us backward. I wish, including journalists, that they can just read the report of the Auditor General that was part of this particular council about fruitless expenditure, about wasteful expenditure, about unaccountability of resources by some of the agencies here, by people that have been dealing with this municipality for the last few years. Instead, they'll also only have one excuse and one cover. We are cleaning the mess of the previous regime, whereas they've been here for quite some time. So we're not in that space. We'll never be in that space. We are in one space and one space only, to go and close those potholes, to go and fix the energy crisis that our people are going through, to go and create opportunities and jobs for our people, and most importantly, to ensure that there is service delivery. And service delivery is what the mayor said, doing the basics, collecting rubbish, cleaning our streets, and ensuring that water flows so that our people can drink water. So Thapelo, we congratulate you as this team. You are the leader of this team in this municipality. The way you've respected the negotiations, the teams, please continue to do so that as this particular team, we can bring stability in all our municipalities in this province. It's something that is achievable. We'll do so. There is no single political party here that has the birthright to control our municipalities. If they are not in power, then it's corruption. If they are not in power, then there's no service delivery. They created this mess. They must suffer the consequences of this particular mess. So welcome and congratulations, Thapelo. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sure.
Thank you, Comrade Chair.
Thanks.
I think maybe a word or two from Comrade Gating, yourself and Comrade Colin, and then we'll take questions.
Just swap.
And then we'll go to the mayor.
He's not the mayor, he's swapping now.
Is there anybody that knows that lawyer of Mpho Phalatse last time that beat us in court? The one that Mpho Phalatse didn't want to remove from power? I think I need a lawyer now. Mine will be very short. I want to say two things. You know, we've been insulted this week more than any other party. We have been called names. Our people has endured the worst insults. And now I know how women feel when they don't want a man. And that man talks bad about them because they don't want him. We don't want the DA. Now they're telling us how bad we were, how bad we are. The Democratic Alliance, and I want to mention them by name, Journalists, follow the advice of the Premier. Read the report. It is the most corrupt party in the history of parties in South Africa. Because they are the ones that call people corrupt. But go and see the track record in Gugulethu. The people in Gugulethu get bitten by rats. Go see the track record in Langa, in Menenberg, in Mitchell's Plain. And they still have the audacity to say it's the best run city. So I'm saying to you, as journalists today, they can call the PA every name under the sun. But I want you to know, if you go and check every coalition in South Africa, the ANC mostly know how to be a good coalition partner. Go and see all the coalitions that crumble. It is always where the DA is, because they come with that white superiority complex, that entitlement. So, to Thapelo, I want to say they're going to insult you like they've insulted us. When we were voting the ANC out in this very same council, we were dubbed as heroes by the very same Democratic Alliance. They were dubbed for heroes. I was even given a sheep. Kom na my plaas toe. Kom na my plaas toe, ek gaan jou 'n skaap gee. Now I must drive 200 kilometers to go and get a sheep with this high petrol prices. So I just want to say, Premier, thank you for the way you and the PS as in the regional leadership of the ANC has approached this negotiations. You have approached it with a spirit of we are together, not an older brother. Because there's no big party that needs a coalition partner. I just want to repeat that. There's no big party. Big parties don't need coalition partners. Big parties don't need coalition partners. Now the DA say they are big party. So why did they come to our houses at midnight last night if they don't need coalition partners? And I want the media also to know that they have not, they had their IDs yesterday. But they were just wanting to talk to the PA one more last time. Because when you come to my house, you can't come in there without the ID in where I stay. So they must have had their IDs with them. The Thapelo, if I conclude, not as the president of the PA, but as the current best mayor in South Africa, I want to advise you that what I've learned in the short space that I've been a mayor, put deadlines to your promises.
Yes.
Nothing inspire, motivate, push like putting a deadline. It's easy to make promises. But when I came in, I said I'm going to eradicate the bucket system in 100 days. Here by the 72nd day, I couldn't sleep. I felt like waking up 12 o'clock to go and fix that task. So my advice to you in conclusion is, you are leading us. And people have nearly lost hope in coalitions. This coalition can restore that hope in the people. And to all our people, I want to say thank you for enduring the insults. Ela Baizani.
On Baizani.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, look, you coalition,
Thank you very much. I want to first and foremost congratulate our new executive mayor and to say that as the minorities of the City of Johannesburg, we are extremely, extremely proud today. And we would not be in a position where we've got a minority speaker and a minority mayor if we do not have partners that believe not in the size of a party, but in the size of a person. The capability, the skills, the experience, the talent that we carry as individuals and as parties, no matter how many votes or how many seats that we got. This is very historic, and we don't take it light. The partners behind me as well, I want to thank especially the ANC for allowing yourself, humbling yourself enough to give up the seat to a minority party, the Economic Freedom Front.
Yes.
We thank you very much for standing with us and allowing this process to unfold. The Patriotic Alliance, thank you for the confidence that you've shown in the minorities, and we thank you also for the guidance that you've provided us along the way. And it has been a great learning experience to arrive here. But what I want to say and assure the residents of the city, assure the Premier is here, and privileged to be sitting with two mayors, is that we are going to kickstart this city. There was a golden start that did nothing. We are going to kickstart it, come hell or high water, whether we are going to get jumping cables from the province or we're going to get partners who are going to push us, but we're going to kickstart it. And one of the priorities is to provide oversight on the executive mayor. If it does not kickstart the city, as the speaker, with the help of these leaders here, we are going to either kick him out, bring him a mayor that will come in and serve the residents of the city. We have so much faith in him. We know that he can deliver. We've seen him, how he conducts himself in council. We've seen his heart, his passion for the people and for service delivery. And what I would like to say, lastly, to the residents of the City of Johannesburg, there's no need to lose heart and wonder whether there's service disruption with the changes in mayoralship or not. It doesn't affect service delivery. We are strengthening service delivery. We're ensuring that we put people that are going to serve all the residents of the city, irrespective of your color, where you live, whether in Snake Park or Slovo'ville or you're in Diepsloot or Cosmos City. This mayor is going to come to you and he's going to attend to your issues. So as the minorities, once again, we want to thank you so much for giving us these opportunities as residents, the political parties that have given us this opportunity to serve and to be in the positions of power. And we trust that we will not disappoint you, Leader Gating, will not disappoint you, Premier, will not disappoint the EFF, will not disappoint all those who supported us, and will not disappoint ourselves, first and foremost, because the world is watching, South Africa is watching, and we will not fail ourselves and will not fail you. I thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Comrade Margaret from AIC.
Good afternoon to everybody, and good afternoon, Premier. Good afternoon, my brother Gayton Mackenzie. And good afternoon to all the leadership that's here. I'm excited. I can jump out of my skin today. Because after 1 year and 1 month, the minorities has given birth to a mayor. The minorities has given to the City of Johannesburg a mayor that will be credible, a mayor that will deliver services, a mayor that will listen to the people, and the mayor that will be there for the people. Hopefully he will not go for a second marriage when there is floods, like the previous mayor did. In December, we were looking for the mayor, and where was she? She became a Makoti. And I'm serious, it's a very serious thing. So I'm saying to you all that we are here, we are going to deliver services, and as the minorities, you are going to see that thanks to the ANC, thanks to the PA, thanks to EFF, it was a road that was really, it was rocky, it was shaky, we had fights, that boardroom on the second floor, speaker, we fought each other, we went out there and we said we don't want to have this thing. But when we look back and we say we have delivered it and we have made history, never in history has there been a minority mayor the way we are having it today. So thank you. We were the power couple. We'll still be the power couple, and we'll still kick anything that comes.
Chairperson of Johannesburg, Comrade Dada.
Thanks, media, the leadership. Perhaps maybe to first start by congratulating Comrade Amad. But it is also important to note that this proposal did not just come now. It was not a surprise issue. It came in November 2022. We made a proposal to the negotiators that would want to field a minority mayor so that we do not withdraw our motion in the November meeting of council. So it's an important thing to understand. It is also important to understand the manner in which the leadership of the ANC in Johannesburg handled the process of negotiations. From the first step where we agreed on fielding Colleen from Mpho, from the minorities as the speaker, the chair of chairs from the minorities, minority party, which is the good party, and lastly, agreeing on fielding all minority parties to be chairs of committees in the city of Johannesburg. It's an important thing to understand that the ANC in Johannesburg did not at any given moment present itself as a greedy partner. We offered everything in the city of Johannesburg. In fact, to an extent that the ANC could not deploy sufficiently, because we gave it to the minorities, because we understood the importance of us governing together. Now, I thought I should put that point across, and of course appreciate the participation of everybody in this coalition. We will work very hard, by the way. I was saying in the interview this morning, the city only has 600 million in its bank account. Money which is not sufficient for a day in terms of, if you understand, accounting processes. Therefore, we are in trouble as the city of Johannesburg. And deliberately, the executive then withdrew the item on raising a loan from the DBSA so that it's not tabled at this council meeting, because they knew it will grow through. So we will convene a special meeting very soon in the next 7 days so that we can approve a DBSA loan that will help us to close the gaps. We are now sitting at about 6 billion owing to suppliers in the city of Johannesburg. The city has not been paying suppliers. So it's those interventions that we have to put in place to ensure that we stabilize the finances of the city. Because without a proper financial state, we will not be able to achieve any of the things that the mayor is going to pronounce in his speech on Monday when he's sworn in. So it's an important thing that we do this work. So with those few words, thanks to comrades, all of you, ATM, Good Party, PAC, APC, AIC, African Hearts Congress, and everybody else. Thank you very much. And the UDM, Mama Nontenja, who gave us leadership when things were difficult. Raholebo Mama Nontenja, Kokamele Thapelo. Congratulations. Thanks.
So I think we'll take questions now from the media.
Oh, you're fine.
Oh, okay, again, I didn't take Papa.
I don't know that
That's the chair. Okay, chair. This is chair, comrade. Again, okay.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. We as the minority, we sat back in council and we watched how the city was going under, and as the speaker had mentioned, the golden start was nothing but a golden flop. So we had to do something. This is the result of what we have done, and we are so very grateful that we are here today. And like I have told the executive mayor when I wished him well, that it could have been anybody, but it is him. And that responsibility he has got to take seriously and do his work and serve the people of Johannesburg as if unto the Lord. That being said, in my capacity of chair of chairs within the city of Johannesburg, and with the 18 chairpersons that we have responsible for oversight on our Section 79 committees, our responsibility is to hold the executive to account. So, Mr. Mayor, we will hold you to account. But we do trust that you will deliver, because we know you. Congratulations.
We will take questions and then, because you've heard the mayor, his speech was very clear and very nice. We'll start with yourself.
Jones.
Swissy Jones. Jones, ENCA.
Yeah, ENCA.
I know you said the mayor said enough. Just wanted to get a question from Mayor. Mayor, the people of Johannesburg didn't elect you directly. You're brought into power with the support of the ANC. Why must the residents support you? One. Secondly, what can the residents of Johannesburg expect from you? What happens with the existing plans? Most notably, the DA held a briefing saying that they were looking at ending load shedding in the city, and was announced by the Mayor Mpho Phalatse. What's your take on that? And I know the Premier and, of course, Chair of the ANC in the province has said a mouthful about the whole proxy thing. But what's your take on that? Now that there's rumors that you are being used as a political tool by the parties, what's your reaction on that from the Mayor?
It's another insult.
Thank you very much. My name is Nkosi Malinga from Power FM. You'll pardon me here. I do have a couple of questions because I think what the residents want to know at the end of the day is, will there be stability? I think above everything else that's been said, people just want things to get just a bit better. So one of my questions is tied to the question asked by my colleague about those plans that were engineered by the past government, especially speaking to the 401 million rand plan by City Power to essentially avert up to stages 3 of load shedding for the residents of Johannesburg. We still have residents as well dealing with the ripple effects of the floods that we experienced in the city in the end of last year. Any plans towards that? There is also seemingly a lack of bylaw enforcement. We're seeing people being robbed broad daylight in the city. Also, would there possibly be any work with the provincial government? Because they've taken the stance to say issues around surveillance is what is needed to address such issues. Then just also clarity on the DBSA loan. Because what we know is that the loan was tabled and rejected in council. But what we're hearing now is that seemingly, what's different about it being brought back now and the approval status of that loan? Also, Mayor, you've got what we understand the speaker say possibly MMCs will be sworn in on Monday. You've got 2 days to decide on your cabinet. How are you feeling about that? And firstly, are you okay, Mr. Mayor?
Mbali from Newsroom Africa. Firstly, congratulations, Thapelo, on your new appointment as being elected as mayor in the city of Johannesburg. Taking it back to what your colleague was saying a bit earlier on, saying that there was communication and meetings done that it should be a minority leader here today. How did the negotiations, how did you whittle it down? I don't know who can answer this, whether it's Gayton or Mr. Lusufi. How did you whittle it down to all agree that Thapelo should be the right person to lead the city of Johannesburg? Thapelo, back to you. Just as well as my one colleague Pule was saying, that some are saying that you are an interim mayor, you are only here for a short space of time. What do you have to say to those comments where people are saying you are being used by the ANC? Are you being used by the ANC in your new position? Also, back to Mr. Lisufi, or rather Thapelo, how long is the arrangement going to allow you to be in the position as mayor in the city of Johannesburg? And my last question, last year the DBSA loan was tabled, it was rejected mostly by those on these benches, whether it's the ANC, EFF, AIC, those who are now in charge of the City of Johannesburg, why did you reject that DBSA loan, knowing very well that the city needed it? Thank you very much.
Oh, yes, fine.
I think my question is for Mr. My question is also along the lines of Thapelo being the transitional mayor, according to the statement of the ANC. Maybe the ANC, can you explain to us in terms of the discussions that you are having with the EFF? Because I'm believing that, you know, if all else, if you guys kiss and make up, if I can put it that way, Thapelo will have to vacate and then an ANC candidate come in. So Thapelo, as you are the mayor with this cloud over your head, you know, that anytime you could be removed if your discussions with the EFF succeed. I mean, where are the discussions and you leading whilst you knowing that anytime is tea time? I mean, how do you be able to juggle it?
You know, in the ANC, we usually say when something has been asked, you can say you are covered.
Let's give it to Thapelo first. Okay. Deal with what you can.
Thank you so much, for the opportunity, Premier. The Executive Mayor of Karoo, I accept the challenge. In 100 days, you'll see movements. Not only 100 days, but starting from tomorrow, you'll see me on the ground. I am humbled by all the political parties that got together and given us this opportunity to lead. As for the plans of power, as you would know that there's already plans in place in the City of Johannesburg. Will then embark and inherit those plans, and if they are feasible, will then implement. So the previous government failed, and we'll take the team, sit down, look into those plans. If they are feasible enough for us to implement, we'll definitely do the implementation. And as for the proxy, I don't know whose proxy precisely. Because parties got together and you know that processes were undertaken and there was constant communication, negotiations. And as coalition partners, because none of the parties has reached the threshold, you should know that we are below that threshold, so we need each other. We are not proxies to any other political party. We are here. We were entrusted by these same parties that have voted us in as the mayor, representing the communities, because each and every councillor here is representing, it's a proportional representation of the communities. And maybe if we are proxies of the communities, because not every community member will be here and participate in legislating the laws, but we are mandated by them and we are here to deliver those services. By law enforcement, we will look into intergovernmental relations first to enhance the model that we need to curb the crime that you were alluding to. And then also the Premier is here right next to me, and with the leadership of the coalition partners also, we work as a team. And then we need to also deploy technologies. I know the Premier is very passionate on his campaign to curb. So I don't have to duplicate what the Premier is already doing. We need to take the model, replicate it into the JMPD, the enforcement team, and then we implement as the City of Johannesburg, because we are the implementers in all the three spheres of government. And then as for the DBSA loan, the DBSA loan, Bali, you should know that the mayor herself, the previous mayor, said there isn't any crisis in terms of the financial state of the city of Johannesburg. And we took that position to see who's lying to the masses, because as opposition, we had to take that particular position to say we can't allow the masses to be lied to. And then by virtue of that, we decided to withdraw our participation, because over and above that, we were never consulted as political parties in council to stabilize the financial status of the city. And then MMCs, the political parties are here. stakeholders. Some of us are not here. We will convene, and then we'll provide a strategic way forward in terms of MMCs and the allocation of that executive. And then I think the rest belongs to the. Thank you so much.
Mr. Leswiti Jones, you say Thapelo was not voted by people of Soweto to be the mayor. Was Mpho Phalatse voted by people of Soweto or people of Johannesburg? No one has voted. People vote for political parties. Mpho Phalatse was never voted to be the executive mayor.
But you're conducting the
Wait. No.
You ask the question, let the premier answer.
I want to respond.
Don't feel embarrassed.
Because
He's asking me a question.
No, it's not a debate. If you ask the question, the premier answer.
it's very unfortunate that a public representative of any political party chosen by the people of that community must not participate in the affairs of a municipality that have been elected. The people of Johannesburg elected Jama-Ah to participate in the municipality of Johannesburg. And on the basis of that, Jama-Ah elected Thapelo to be the executive mayor, like all of us. Actually, if there is a party that's supposed to be a party that represents people of Johannesburg, it's the African National Congress. That's the party that received the highest votes. Those votes were not enough to make them government. People ganged together to elbow the ANC. And now that those people are outside, instead of appreciating democracy, they throw insult. It can't work that way. And this coalition is a coalition because we have learned from all the mistakes. Hence, we need a coalition that respects everyone and a coalition that will not be greedy, a coalition that will not say, I'm a big brother here, everything must come to me. And that's the sense we want to instill in South Africans, that we can work together regardless of the power you possess. The only thing you need is Ubuntu, is respect, is ability to manage your differences so that we can represent our people. So for any illusion, therefore, that we've got a mayor that have not been elected by people of Johannesburg, we want to dismiss that illusion immediately. It's inconsistent with the facts. It's reckless and irresponsible because people of Johannesburg vote for political parties, and every political party has the right to participate in the affairs of the municipality. And I think we should leave there. Because if that analogy has to be extended, it means those that were elected to be in the opposition must not be in the mayoral seat because they were not elected to be mayors, but they ended up being mayors. So let's take that and clarify that as soon as possible. You know, these plans about load shedding that the executive mayor announced, were all of us caught by surprise. Here's a municipality that says we don't have money. Here's a municipality. So we really felt it was a gimmick to play in the minds of people of Johannesburg. Nothing else. The issue, if we have to reduce load shedding by 3 stages in Johannesburg, you need provincial government, you need national government, you need NEXA, you need all these institutions. There is no way one component of government can make that announcement. Even Cape Town, when they went to say, we are going to refund people that will sell electricity to us, we got permission from National Treasury. That's what they said. Because that's how the issue of energy is managed. But we respect those views. Here is the executive mayor. If indeed they wanted to reduce the load shedding by 3 stages, they were not doing it for DA. They were doing it for people of Johannesburg. The mayor can continue to do that. So there's no crisis if he leaves. It does not mean if this person leaves, this thing will stop. No. He was not doing it for herself, he was doing it for the people of Johannesburg. And if it's a brilliant idea, we will take it and conclude on that particular aspect. I think Thapelo correctly captured it, the DPS law. You have your cars that are attached, the cars of traffic corps, of all this, they're attached. You can't pay. And then you don't want to declare to South Africans that you don't have money. You have, as the chairperson of the region indicated, a municipality that in the next 2 months may not even pay salaries. Then you go boldly publicly and say, we are not bankrupt, but we want a loan. And we said, be transparent and admit where that particular loan will go, and tell us how you're in a position to repay that loan. And the terms of that loan were reckless. I mean, you take 2 billion today, by June you must pay back the entire amount of money. And you want this coalition to support that idea. How do we don't have 2 billion today and we'll have it in 2 months' time, that 2 billion? And that's the context why we felt that there was no proper analysis of it. But we urge you, good people, because the sense is there is that this municipality that has been moved was performing municipality. The Auditor General's report is on the agenda of this council. 6 billion of an agency can't be counted for. 10 billion in Tshwane, it has vanished, 10 billion. Because it's DA, it can't be 10 billion. It can't be them. Let it be others. It can't be these ones. These ones are too clean. They can't vanish 10 billion in a municipality. So that is why we didn't want to enter that space of insults. That is why we didn't want to enter that space where people believe any party that is not with them is not a good party. We didn't want to enter that space. We are entering the space of stabilizing governance in Gauteng. We are entering a space of accelerating service delivery, and we are entering a space of respecting other political parties that are with us. How did we arrive at Thapelo's name? And we want to clear this part because there's been this confusion. We are quite aware that there was an arrangement with the EFF and the ANC in terms of running Johannesburg and running Ekurhuleni. Unfortunately, those discussions collapsed merely on the basis that the consultation process took place at the doorstep of a council meeting. And all of us belong to political parties that need to be consulted. So after that particular process, we agreed that it will be crucial that we bring all coalition partners and formulate an approach that will ensure their stability. Our chairperson in Johannesburg, Comrade Dada, indicated that the idea of having minority rule came around November, December last year. And we took that debate to the EFF, and the EFF agreed. Let's bring everyone who's capable, talented, and skilled, I think the speaker said, who's capable, talented, and skilled to run these municipalities, even if it's people outside us, so that we can have stability. And we will therefore tackle each municipality as a collective. Now that we are done with Johannesburg, Thapelo and the team here will manage their mayoral committee members. Now that we are done, we'll go to the next municipality, which is definitely Ekurhuleni. And we'll conclude Ekurhuleni, and if we agree, we'll then go to another municipality called Tshwane. Find a way of concluding it so that there is stability of governance in the entire province. I mean, one had the privilege to be the premier of this province. Every time you call mayors of all these municipalities that are controlled by the DA, if you call them for collective planning on behalf of this province, they don't attend. Yes. They don't come to meetings. So when people complain about lack of service delivery at a municipality when you change, the DA is engineering a process where local authority and provincial government must not work together. And that's collapsing service delivery. I've been executive mayor, premier, all the meetings that we convene, some of the municipalities that are controlled by the opposition, they just snap our invitation. So that's the reason why, after we have made all the necessary discussions, we felt Thapelo should be the person. And it was intense, as late as yesterday. But because we respect each other, because the views of any political party is an important view, we finally arrived at a decision. The representative of AIC will tell you that when she last spoke with us in our meeting, it took the PA to say, Masekent Bikinyana. So the diversity assists as well, so that we can manage these particular issues. No one is used by the ANC, and we beg you, please retreat from insulting us.
Can I answer that one, Premier?
Yeah, I'll give it to you. No one is used by the ANC. You may hate the ANC, but respect the existence of the ANC.
Yes.
You may hate the ANC, but the ANC has a constitutional right to exist in this country. You may hate the ANC, but there are people that believe in the ANC. If you don't believe in the ANC, don't superimpose your hatred of the ANC on the members of the African National Congress. We are a structure that respects each other. We might have our own limitations. We might have our own gaps. You might have a particular view about the African National Congress. But insults must not be the order of engaging with us. If you have facts and evidence against the ANC, present that fact. I can challenge everyone that say the ANC is using anybody. Give us facts now. Where did we use who, where, how? No one will present it here. But you find it easily to throw that that you are used by the ANC. Give us evidence. The PA is here. I've never knocked, or on behalf of the ANC that I have the honor to lead in this province, I've never knocked at the PA and say, I want to use you. I've never, Jama-Ah, I think we are sitting like this for the very, very first time, outside the negotiation structures. So whoever hates the ANC, you have the right to hate us, but respect those that have the right to love us. Your hatred must not blindfold you on the basic things of democracy and how governance is run. And if you don't believe in the ANC, it's fine. We accept that. And we're not going to justify or superimpose ourselves in your thinking. We just call for respect, neighborness, and working together. And that's what we'll do. We'll desist from throwing insults. We are insulted every day. We'll never throw back an insult. We'll throw soap to wash those insults, because that's the only way we can resolve on these matters. I'll give it to...
You've covered me.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Yeah.
One last question.
Yeah.
The arrangement of Thapelo being interim mayor. You said it in your statement that there's a transitional period. You're still waiting for the Ekuleni matters. So how long will this arrangement be for?
This team is work in progress. Every time there is an opportunity to engage on any matter, we will do so. We will not have timelines to say 3 months, 6 months, 7. It's work in progress, and it's a huge task, good people, to undo the bad work of the DA in this particular province. It's not an easy task. I can tell you now, Eskom is on the verge of switching off Tshwane and Ekurhuleni. On the verge, even though we don't belong to the DA, I had as a premier to go and beg Eskom not to do so, and many other things. So it's work in progress. We need stability. We believe this is the best way to stabilize politics and coalition politics in this province, to work together with those that want to work with us, those who respect other political parties, so that things can be done properly, correctly, and our people can benefit out of this coalition. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Sabulela, members of the media. Thank you to the leadership as well.
The DA's Mayor Mpho Phalatse ousted yesterday at a council sitting, and today minority candidate from Jama-Ah, Thapelo Amad, was voted into the position with 138 votes. He will be sworn in on Monday. He's been supported by the ANC, the EFF, the Patriotic Alliance, the African Independent Congress, Jama-Ah, the ATM, and COPE. A lot of questions and answers there. Provincial Premier Panyaza Lesufi saying that no one is used by the ANC, and with reference to the question about whether this team is an interim team, in other words, that they're not permanent, he's responded by saying that they are a work in progress. So at this stage, it's anyone's guess as to how long we can expect incoming Mayor Thapelo Amad to be in that position.